Naruto's path to power, perfect Jinchuriki and unstoppable rise against Konoha's route. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 31. Giving up a look of regret, Metki. Naruto turned his head and came to the gate of the ninja school. Along the way, many enthusiastic villagers greeted Naruto. But more often than not, they walked away with fear in their eyes. Even though he knew Naruto's identity, the nine-tailed demon fox in his body finally made this group of ignorant civilians fearful. Not to mention that many relatives died in the Night of the Nine Tails. Even 3 generations have decreed a ban on discussion, but they still didn't give Naruto a good face. But this is enough for Naruto. After all, he doesn't plan to be some shit Hokage, and naturally he has no intention of brushing favorability in front of this group of fools. Konoha village is a ninja village after all. The real core is still many ninjas, most of whom are recruited to maintain the expenses of ninjas. It's just that under the operation of the 3 generations of Hokage, civilians have long become a tool he uses to dilute the voting power of the ninja clan. The previous election Hokage was voted by various ninja clans. Now that most of the Hokage is elected, most of them are civilians, and as long as Ape Flying Sun controls public opinion, he can easily take the position of Hokage. By the time Naruto arrived at the ninja school, the rest of the examinees had already arrived. Many civilian examinees looked at Naruto in unison and whispered one after another. "This is the son of the 4th generation of Hokage? Grow so tall. Is he really only 6 years old? I heard that he ran circles around Konoha with that blue beast all day, and it was funny that Hokage's son didn't practice ninjutsu to learn physical arts. But my mother said not to let me play with him, let's stay away from him." Huh? It's true. My mother said the same, do you know why? I don't know, anyway, let's stay away from him. On the other hand, look at the ninja side. Sasuke raised his head proudly and looked at Naruto with his nostrils. He was ordered to stay away from Naruto, so the number of times I have met Naruto in these years is numbered, but that meeting 3 years ago struck him. Naruto has been a target for catching up all these years. After knowing the identity of Naruto's pillar power, he felt dismissive of Naruto's defeat of the dark part. Isn't it by sneak attack and chakra? True ninjas don't depend on these to win, but he has learned ninjutsu and shuriken art from Onasen. My current self can definitely beat him. Thinking of this, Sasuke also glared at Naruto defiantly. Naruto, on the other hand, completely ignored Sasuke and walked straight to Hinata's side. He reached out and pinched Hinata's little face. Hinata's face was suddenly flushed and he collapsed in Naruto's arms. Naruto, who saved Hinata Hayashi, had an extremely high status in Hinata's family. When he is usually fine, he goes in advance to exercise his future daughter-in-law's face. It's just that the effect is not very obvious so far. Every time she made an intimate move, she would faint. Shikamaru on the side pouted and said disdainfully, "What's good about women, trouble dies." Ding Ci on the side stuffed potato chips into his mouth while looking at the female student who took the exam and said, "I feel very good, I don't know if I like a fat boy like me." Although the first hobby is eating, but Dingji is also one of the few emotional intelligence online, and when Ino visited him injured during the Chunin exam, he once thought that his spring was coming. Ino looked at Hinata with a jealous look at this time, wishing that it was she who was lying in Naruto's arms. As Naruto, who aspired to become the king of the sea, naturally did not let go of this beautiful woman who was fooled away by Sai's paralyzed man. In the past 3 years, in addition to training, Naruto has been wandering in front of the female ninja he can call to brush his favor. The already handsome appearance, combined with Naruto's outfit from his previous life and the clawed hairstyle in Final Fantasy, made Naruto win a lot of women's popularity. After all, who would have nothing to guard against a child? So Naruto at this time was no less popular among girls than Sasuke Uchiha. Even because Naruto now developed early, compared to the 12-year-old grade, it is more attractive to this group of fledgling girls than a little fart like Sasuke. It's really boring. Naruto looked at the group of excited little fart children and sighed. I don't need to do tasks to make money now, and I really don't want to waste time in this kind of place. After all, although he is the protagonist, he is only the protagonist of Shippuden. The real blessing was only a few years before he became Hokage after the end of the 4 world wars. The arrival of the Atsuki clan is about to beat Naruto, who has expired the plugin, into a dog. In the end, it was only after sacrificing the 9 tails that he barely defeated Atsuki Ichishi. This sense of crisis made Naruto have an urgent desire to improve his strength, and he didn't want to accompany this group of children to play ninja at all. And at this very moment, Anaka Shinobu suddenly walked out of the school building and came to Naruto's side and said respectfully, "Master Naruto, why did you come? The 3 generations of Hokage have been waiting for you for a long time." Episode 32. Naruto looked at Naka Shinobu strangely. "It's not yet time for school to start. What are the 3 generations running over to do at this time?" To put it bluntly, most of these candidates are not qualified to become ninjas. Now is no better than during the Ninja World War. Peacetime mandates are limited. Even half of the ninjas who died in the war had close to 5,000 ninjas. Not to mention that in fact, the Ninja World War killed far from so many. In the Fourth Ninja World War, the 5 great villages combined with the Land of Iron to produce a total of 80,000 ninjas. Even if you gouge out the family ninjas who are not usually in the compilation, there are nearly 10,000 ninjas in each village. Such a large number of ninjas, compared to the ninja map the size of Eastern Europe, the scarcity of missions has led to the stricter assessment of ninja exams. When Naruto and the others graduated, every year, the qualified ninja becomes only a measly 9. That is, the famous Konoha 9 Xiaoqiang. The rest either go back to school and be brainwashed, or just give up the ninja profession. Therefore, the 3 generations of Hokage only began to preach the will of fire each time at the entrance ceremony with ninja talent. For this kind of reserve can be admitted to the reserve is another matter, he simply didn't have time to waste on them. Naruto looked puzzled and followed Naka Shinobu to an office. At this time, the current principal of the ninja school, under the moonlight tree, was nodding and accompanying Sarutobi with him. "Old man, why are you here? Figured it out and won't let me go to school?" Naruto just teased. He knew that as a human pillar force, he would not be released from the village at all. Even if he has shown strength comparable to Sharingan, however, as a ninja nuclear bomb, it is absolutely not allowed to leave the village unless necessary. The only time he went out of the village to carry out a mission in the Land of Waves, Naruto suspected that it was caused by the infighting in Konoha F4, and the specific reason was not even he could understand. After all, in the follow-up plot, when Jiraiya was about to take Naruto out to practice, the elder group clearly stopped it. But considering Jiraiya's strength and the strength of the Shao organization, they finally agreed to let Naruto practice with Jiraiya. Sarutobi Hinata smiled when he heard Naruto's words. He said to Naruto with a smile, "That's right, I did figure it out, you don't need to go to school anymore." Naruto raised his eyebrows, and suddenly smelled a smell of conspiracy. This old guy actually gave up brainwashing himself? I didn't ask Shueishuei to discuss giving him another god? Yet the next second, Ape Fairy said with a smile, "It's really a bit wasteful to continue school with your strength, so I decided to let you serve as a teacher at the ninja school to teach the children physical skills." Naruto on the other side had a dark face. "Good guys, let yourself teach those little brats. Also ninja school teacher, this is different from learning a fart. Don't think he doesn't know that teachers also need to learn those brainwashing materials. Even these teachers receive more regular training in guiding ideology than trainees. Can you skip class as a student yourself? How can you escape as a teacher? Study hall?" Those fools who were already deserving themselves did not scold themselves to death when they saw that they were so wasted. This is simply thankless. So Naruto decisively refused. "Teacher? What kind of teacher? I'm still just a child. Have I studied systematically? How can I be a teacher? No, I still be a ninja school student," Sarutobi said without giving Naruto the slightest rebuttal. "Kai has already reported your strength. I'm afraid that ordinary Sharingan is not your opponent. What do you say you go to school with this kind of strength?" Naruto coughed twice and said, "Then let me be a ninja directly. You directly arrange for me to graduate early. Didn't Uchiha also graduate early? He passed the Chunin exam alone last year, right? I think my strength is no worse than Uchiha Itachi. I don't believe you can call him to compete with me." At this time Uchiha Itachi had just joined the Dark Division. Even if he is strong, he only has the strength of a special ninja level, and it is undoubtedly a fool's dream to deal with Naruto. Now the entire Konoha village can threaten Naruto's safety in 1v1, only Uchiha Fugaku, whose strength is unknown, and Uchiha Shisui, who opens a sequel with one eye. It has to be said that in terms of talent, Indra's descendants are obviously much stronger than the descendants of Asura's. If it weren't for the temporary hanging of the 6 Tao immortals, Asura would have been cold when he fought against Indra. Sarutobi choked on Naruto's words. "Fighting with Itachi, I'm afraid it's not to provoke a conflict with Uchiha on his side." In recent years, the calculations against Uchiha have begun to bear fruit. Long-term urban management work has allowed the Uchiha family to accumulate a lot of resentment. The credit of the ape flying sun / being able to subdue the various ninja clans Uchiha can account for less than half. Seeing that the plan for Uchiha has begun to gradually appear, it has gradually appeared. Danzo's dissatisfaction with the Uchiha clan also grew. At this time, he can't have any conflict with the Uchiha clan. On the contrary, he also has to influence the Uchiha clan to maintain his image of harmless kindness and good Hokage. Ape Fairy laughed dryly twice, and took out a seal scroll from his arms. Episode 33. In this way, if you agree to coach, I will hand over the multiple shadow avatars to you, which is an A-level forbidden technique that requires a lot of mission contributions to redeem. Naruto looked at Sarutobi with a look of contempt. What I want is the sealing technique of the Vortex clan. If you give me the sealing technique, I will agree to teach. Naruto once went to Sarutobi to ask for the sealing technique on the grounds that the Watergate couple wanted to save chakra and was usually in a state of slumber and could not teach himself. As a result, this old man was overjoyed to hear that he had not received the Vortex clan sealing inheritance. This is a big killer used to limit Naruto. Originally thought that the souls of the Watergate couple would definitely give these ninjutsu to them. As a result, they actually fell asleep. This is simply a great good thing for the ape flying sun. He found a bunch of excuses for not giving Naruto the sealing technique. It is also said that these things need to be exchanged for contribution value, and even relatives are not allowed to teach them at will. This made Naruto almost not hold back a slap on his face. Now I want to teach myself how to do it without coming up with something substantial. However, Sarutobi said with a serious face, the sealing technique is too dangerous. A careless operation will release the demon fox in the body, and when your strength becomes stronger, the immortals of Miamu Mountain will naturally give you the key to the seal, and then I will pass the sealing technique to you. Naruto pouted with a look of disdain. Then I'll be a teacher again when I learn the sealing technique. Sarutobi looked at Naruto, who was about to leave, and took out another scroll with a smile. A strange clan glow printed on it instantly caught Naruto's attention. Although the sealing technique cannot be taught to you, this thing can. He can suppress the terrifying power of the tailed beast. Naruto narrowed his eyes in confirmation and looked at the three generations. The three generations looked at the interested Naruto and immediately said triumphantly, "This is the secret treasure of the Senju clan, the legendary complete set of wood secret techniques of the first Hokage-sama who established Konoha village." Naruto's pupil shrank. Really? When he saw the Thousand Hands clan Hui, all he thought of was this would escape secret technique. It is known that the descendants of Asuras inherit immortal bodies, born with powerful chakra and self-healing abilities. However, the Senjutsu clan does not have any outstanding ninjutsu blood succession limits. The only wooden ninjutsu can only be used by the reincarnations of previous Asuras. Because Mudu is nominally formed by the fusion of chakra with the attributes of earth and water. But in fact, the condition for Mudun to cast is the huge Yongdun chakra. If there is no reincarnated Asura chakra support, a normal ninja is the strongest and can only do a branch like Mo Huang. Yamato, which fuses the cells between the thousand-hand pillars, can only engage in greening. So for Konoha, Mudun is very good, but no one can learn Mudu in ninjutsu at all. This was something that Konoha had experimented with long after Sarutobi took over as Hokage. In addition, the Senju clan has completely disappeared from Konoha. In the future, there will be no more blood succession realm owners who can learn Muduan, so for Ape Flying Sun Chop, this thing is completely a chicken rib. It's better to take it out and give it to Naruto, to pretend to be forced. After all, this is the ninjutsu used by the original Hokage. If you can't learn it, then you can't blame me. But Ape Flying Sun Chopper never dreamed of it. The Naruto in front of him is the reincarnation of Asura Chakra. And Naruto's Vortex bloodline is precisely the direct descendant bloodline of Asuras. So Naruto, who doesn't have the 9 tails to mess around, is really the most suitable ninjutsu is Muduan. It's just that because Naruto's battle system has already taken shape in the later stage, there is no need to learn Mudu in ninjutsu. But there is no doubt that Naruto's qualifications can definitely learn Mudu in ninjutsu easily. Naruto, who had been struggling with how to activate the Asura chakra in his body, was instantly ecstatic. This is simply a ninjutsu that suits you more than sealing. After all, the role of the Bagua seal is not only to seal the 9 tails, but also to subtly transform the 9-tailed chakra into his own chakra. Therefore, Naruto's strength to open the 4-tailed state is enough to cope with the current situation. And what he really fears are the 2 Uchiha ninjas in the village who can drive Gundam. Only after you have the whole cards to deal with the kaleidoscope can you enjoy the waves. And Mudun is undoubtedly the best to deal with Gundam, after the ninjutsu that Uchiha has personally experienced. Look at the 3 generations who think they have pinched themselves. Naruto looked at him like a retard in his heart. If he knew that he could learn to be a wooden dun, this guy's intestines might be able to regret it, right? Naruto, who had planned to refuse, took the 2 scrolls without hesitation. I took this job, isn't it just punching the ninja school kindergarten? You can rest assured that I will do things. Episode 34. The morning entrance test ended quickly. In the end, the content of the test is mainly based on physical strength, followed by the speed of sealing and refining chakra. Naruto has not returned to the team to take the exam since he was called away by the 3 generations. This gave Hinata and Ino a worried look on their faces. Wait until the afternoon. Many qualified candidates stood on the playground waiting for the arrival of the 3 generations of Hokage. All the civilian students whispered excitedly. For civilians, Sarutobi Hinata is the best Hokage, because during his reign, most civilian ninjas had a promotion channel. Although this is what he did in order to vote for Naruto, there is no doubt that this has a good upward path for the promotion of civilian ninjas. Therefore, in the eyes of civilians, the prestige of the third generation of Hokage is even more than that of the first and second generations. Finally, in the midst of all the attention, Sarutobi took the teachers of each class to the rostrum. Everyone looked up excitedly, but he was surprised to find that in addition to many teachers, there was also a teenager standing with Ape Flying Sun. Everyone fixed their eyes on it. I'll go. That's Naruto Uzumaki, right? How could he be there? No way, people have a good father, he is the son of the fourth generation of Hokage. If your father dies, you may be able to stand there. Of course, the premise is that your father becomes Hokage. Fuck off. Even the son of the fourth generation of Hokage can't go through the back door. Obviously he didn't take the entrance exam. Idiot, can't you see his size? People are the same size as you. There is Shainin Matkai as a teacher. Can it be compared with civilians like us? The civilian trainees below looked at the bored Naruto and whispered. Sasuke and the others looked at Naruto with a look of amazement. Although everyone knows that they come here to go through the motions, but the opening game directly let Hokage take care of it personally. This face is too big. However, what made everyone below even more confused was, I saw Ape Fei smiling and stepping forward 2 steps and saying, I know you're wondering why Naruto is here. But what I want to tell you is that for the next 6 years, Naruto will be your physical training teacher, specializing in your physical training and actual combat training. Don't look at Naruto's young age, he is a genius, and only the legendary replica ninja Kakashi can compare with him. As soon as these words came out, many students below were in an uproar. They thought Naruto was going through the back door. Who would have thought that people would directly become their own teachers? Civilians were forced by the majesty of 3 generations and did not dare to say anything. But where can the little powerhouses, who are the descendants of the ninja clan, bear this grievance? Inuzuka was the first to shout, by what? Obviously they are all in the same period, why can he be our teacher? Sasuke below was also full of anger in his eyes. It is obviously the goal of his own catch-up, but he has risen for no reason. Hinata and Ino looked at Naruto with adoration. It is worthy of being the son of the 4th generation of Hokage, and he directly became a teacher. With Inuzuka taking the lead, many civilian students couldn't help it. I'm not convinced. He wasn't even a ninja for what to be our teacher. That is to say, our parents sent us in to learn ninjutsu, not to the house. Ape Fei Chopper looked at this group of ignorant students and was not annoyed. He smiled and took 2 steps back to hand the C position to Naruto. Naruto, who was immersed in the wooden secret technique, looked at the examinee below with some impatience. He looked arrogantly at the students below and said with contempt, it's not me who blows, there is one counts one, everyone here is rubbish. As soon as these words came out, the scene was in an uproar. Everyone in the crowd cursed at Naruto in excitement. Even the ninja realm forced King Sasuke to look at Naruto with a shocked expression. Nima, this is too good to pretend? Sarutobi didn't seem to expect Naruto to arouse the anger of everyone so much. The headmaster behind him asked in a low voice, covered in cold sweat, Naruto-sama, do you want to stop it? This year's academy is all the prince of the ninja clan. Ape Flying Sun waved his hand and whispered, don't worry, see what he plans to do. Naruto sneered at this time and looked at the candidates below and said, I give you a chance to challenge me, I allow you to go together, if you touch my body, you don't have to take my physical skills, I'm going to ask Hokage to arrange a shinobu for you. If you don't dare, shut up for me honestly and serve me respectfully, otherwise I will see you fight once and again. Naruto's arrogant words instantly aroused the anger of everyone. Shikamaru looked at Naruto on the stage with a headache and sighed, it's even more delicate than rumored. In the past 3 years, Naruto has eaten, drunk and had fun everywhere as the son of the 4th generation of Hokage, and the white does not give money, casting a net everywhere to pick up girls. Due to Naruto's identity as the son of a hero, many ninjas and civilians dared to be angry and dare not speak. And Sarutobi Hinata seemed to acquiesce to Naruto's squirming and let him mess around. After all, the worse Naruto's reputation was, the less a threat it was to him. Now he directly provoked hundreds of examinees, including the ninja clan, and with 100, even these ninjas were angry enough to know that Naruto had good strength. Akimichi Dingji stuffed a mouthful of potato chips into his mouth and asked Shikamaru, how? Do we fight? Shikamaru, who had a burst IQ, naturally knew some information about Naruto. He rolled his eyes and complained, if you want to go on your own, I'm not interested in fighting with perverts. Akimichi Dingji looked at Shikamaru in amazement. Pervert? Shikamaru pouted, see for yourself. At this time, Naruto looked at the excited students below and showed a sneer. I saw his hands sealed and sneered, multiple shadow doppelganger art. Episode 35, Multiple Shadow Doppelganger Technique. With Naruto's shout, hundreds of figures instantly appeared in front of the eyes of many candidates. Hundreds of Naruto sneered and said to the trainees, "Pick one by one, don't say I don't take care of you." The headmaster looked at Naruto with a shocked expression. "I gave ninjutsu in the morning, and I already met in the afternoon?" How did he know that Naruto, who was disturbed by the 9 tails in the original work, had learned it directly when he saw the shadow separation body technique, let alone Naruto at this time? And this point is hundreds. It is impossible to fight with the strength of the shadow avatar without a special ninja level, right? Where does he know? Don't say that he is particularly tolerant. Naruto divided chakra out of the shadow doppelganger, each with at least one Kakashi's chakra amount. That is, every shadow avatar has the strength of the upper ninja level. Even the ape flying sun slash was shocked. He could feel that these shadow doppelgangers were not just posing, each had a powerful chakra. Sarutobi Hinata's face was solemn. He knew that he had to re-estimate Naruto's strength. The trainees below looked at Naruto with shocked expressions. You must know that Uchiha Itachi graduated early precisely because of the use of shadow doppelgangers to go to school. That's why he was graduated early by Danzo and Hinata to serve Konoha village. And Naruto now easily divided hundreds of shadow doppelgangers? Multiple shadow avatars are forbidden. Shikamaru's eyes showed such an expression. His father had told him about Naruto. When he was 3 years old, he once killed one Naka shinobi and killed 2 Yun shinobi in a ball shop. At this time, another 3 years have passed, and indeed the strength is outrageous to death. Sasuke looked at Naruto's shadow doppelganger with an ugly face. Under the influence of Indra Chakra, his heart for Naruto is unmatched. The entire Uchiha clan exterminated a Jade angrily, and the battle of the End Valley was beaten twice by Naruto, and the jealousy burst out and directly opened the 3 Goju. Even if Naruto gave him a strength gap comparable to despair at this time, but his heart was still full of disbelief. So he was the first to come out. "I'll fight you." Naruto touched his chin, and sure enough, the first to stand out was always Niju. Indra Chakra has a particularly severe influence on the host's personality. Even Naruto himself felt this. Naruto in his previous life belonged to the cynical kind, for the darkness of Konoha F4 and this group of cold violent own garbage civilians, great contempt, thinking that if he were Naruto, he would definitely blacken, and directly pulled Konoha out, just like the wave wind in the parallel world. But when Naruto really crossed over, as a modern person, I am really indifferent to what has not happened to me. Unconsciously, Naruto's attitude changed from blackening to killing F4 and destroying Konoha to swinging, "As long as you don't provoke me, I don't bother to deal with you." After all, he has changed Naruto's tragic start in the original book. Now Naruto is extremely comfortable in Konoha, strong strength, combined with strategic human pillar force identity. Except for the occasional white eye, Naruto at this time can be said to do whatever he wants. So Naruto wasn't sure if it was Azura Chakra's influence on him. Anyway, he didn't want to rush to the table with the 3 generations now. Looking at the provocation of the second pillar at this time, Naruto smiled and stepped forward with a shadow doppelganger. "Are there any challenges?" Many candidates looked at each other. Uchiha Sasuke, as a genius of the Uchiha clan, is naturally known to everyone for his first score in the entrance exam. If he can't beat the shadow doppelganger, then he is purely looking for abuse. Seeing that no one responded, the shadow avatar jumped down from the high platform. Everyone brushed in unison to leave a vacant space for the 2. Naruto's shadow doppelganger hooked his hand. Sasuke rushed straight up. So fast. Is it worthy of being a genius who puts physical fitness first when testing? And it's from the Uchiha clan. Many candidates looked at Sasuke's instantaneous speed with a look of envy. The little girls screamed as they watched Sasuke. However, dreams are beautiful, reality is cruel. This generation of Indra reincarnation is definitely the worst realm of Indra Chakra belt. Other Indra reincarnations have basically gone to war at the age of 6. The current Sasuke doesn't even have the strength to endure. Face the shadow doppelganger who has Kakashi Chakra. Naruto directly threw a big pocket on Sasuke's face. Sasuke flew out directly upside down with a confused look. Naruto raised an eyebrow and said, "Go on." Sasuke covered the slap print on his face, and his eyes seemed to kill someone. I saw that he took out the bitterness around his waist and quickly threw it up. And at the same time, Sasuke stood and his hands began to slowly seal one by one. The ape on the stage narrowed his eyes. He can actually perform ninjutsu now. Or C grade? Shikamaru looked at Sasuke and sighed in his heart. It is worthy of being the son of Patriarch Uchiha, and he can already cast fire. The examinees' eyes widened with excitement when they saw ninjutsu. Fire escape, how fireball technique. As Sasuke opened his mouth, a ball of fireball, the size of a basketball, rushed straight towards Naruto. Naruto's shadow doppelganger looked at Sasuke mockingly and smiled. "Little sunspot, you show your chicken feet, ninjutsu is not put like this. Come, daddy handed it over to you, big jade spiral pill. A terrifying ball was instantly born from Naruto's hands. The basketball-sized fireball hit the blue chakra ball like a moth-like fire and dissipated into Mars. Everyone looked at this terrifying spiral pill with a diameter of 7 or 8 meters in horror, and was shocked and speechless. At the same time, hundreds of shadow doppelgangers raised their hands at the same time. Huge balls were held up by them on the palms of their hands. Hundreds of shadow doppelgangers sneered. Who is still not convinced? Episode 36. Many candidates were frightened and collapsed to the ground one by one. Even the Naka shinobi teachers looked shocked. This TMS is the human pillar force. Any shadow avatar is enough to beat our group of teachers. Sarutobi Hinata also looked at Naruto with a shocked expression. This strength is much stronger than what Kai reported. Ever since Naruto revealed the strength of the upper shinobi level, the dark part in charge of surveillance was removed. After all, if Naruto found out that he was being watched, it would inevitably lead to strange thoughts. And the entire Konoha village has an enchantment. If Naruto wanted to leave the village, he could find out in time. The current Sarutobi only uses telescopic techniques to look at Naruto in his spare time. When he saw that Naruto was a pickup girl in addition to exercising, and then he was going around preaching the will of fire, Sarutobi paid less attention to him. He thought it was the 4th generation of Hokage who was instilling the will of fire in Naruto. As a result, this one did not pay attention, and Naruto had actually grown to such a terrifying combat power. At this time, he can definitely stand in the first echelon of Konoha village. Even if he dealt with Naruto himself, there was a possibility of danger. After all, even he didn't have such a huge and unattainable chakra. At this time, Naruto was no longer at all inferior to the blood-red pepper at the beginning. The only thing that reassured Sarutobi was that Naruto's personality could not threaten his Hokage status at all. Ape Flying Sun Chopper is a little hesitant now. Is it a waste to put such a high-end combat power in the ninja school? But Ape Flying Sun thought about it. The current Asuma has just been promoted to Shinobu, and his reputation is not enough to serve as Hokage. And recently the daimyo said that he would form a Guardian 12 ninja, and just sent him over to get acquainted with the daimyo. After all, he has been in power for so many years, and the Ape Flying Sun successfully raised the status of the daimyo from the same level as the Hokage to the status of the high Hokage level. In the past, the villagers voted for Hokage. The current Hokage requires a nod of approval from the daimyo after the vote is completed. Even at the time of the Horyu incident, the daimyo of the Fire Nation had swelled to the point of destroying Konoha and building a new shinobi village. This was a completely incredible thing in Naruto's opinion. Later Naruto figured out that not everyone had the terrifying powers of Madara and Madara. Under the Super Shadow, even the 3 generations of Lei Kage AI, who can be tough with Yao, were eventually dragged to death by Inoki using the human sea tactic. Before there was absolute power, the power of capital was absolutely second to none. So the Ape Flying Sun chops down to draw civilians down, and hand over capital up. Success gave him firm control over the position of Hokage. Even when he was elected for the 5th and 6th generations after his death, when he heard that the candidate had a relationship with Sarutobi, the daimyo immediately readily agreed. From this point, even Senjuma has not achieved this level. Of course, the Thousand Hands sect originally did not mean to turn the public world into a family world. He just hates Uchiha. In his opinion, as long as the Uchiha clan does not become Hokage, everyone is the same. Immediately, the Ape Flying Sun squinted and looked at the dissipated shadow doppelganger. Wait a few years, wait a few more years, Asuma will be able to become a ninja on his own. At that time, he will be able to give up the position of Hokage to retire with peace of mind. Looking at the students who did not dare to speak up, Sarutobi was ready to take the first 2 steps to continue his speech. However, Ape Flying Sun Chopper had not yet spoken. Naruto had already spoken to the candidates in a serious manner. Do you know why I'm so strong? The students below looked confused. Isn't it because you're a demon fox? Naruto hated iron and steel. Because of the will of fire. Wherever there are leaves flying, fire will burn. The shadow of fire will shine on the village, and new leaves will sprout, and the true strength of ninjas will be revealed when they want to protect themselves as cherished people. The Ape Flying Sun behind him looked excited. Good. He is worthy of being his own good apprentice, and this will of fire teaches the authenticity. It seems that the usual performance is all appearances, yet the next second, Naruto said to the students with a big grin, maybe you don't understand it now, there are no important people, you can take me, the son of the 4th generation of Hokage, the hero of the 9 tails, and the most important human pillar force of the village as the object of protection, and then you will be able to become stronger. The Ape Flying Sun behind him slashed a toe. Fuck, how is this will of fire crooked? What it means to protect you is the will of fire, to protect the village. Protect the Hokage. Sarutobi coughed twice, and Naruto cried out, Naruto, you have to remember that the will of fire is to protect the village, protect the peace, protect the Hokage, and only in this way can our descendants be protected from war. Naruto nodded regretfully when he heard this. Well, I see. Sarutobi sighed in relief, stepped forward a few steps, and continued to promote the authentic will of fire to the students. The sleepy Naruto rolled his eyes, sinking consciousness into the sealed space of the nine tails. Listening to this nonsense, it is better to take the opportunity to cultivate more Mudan ninjutsu. Naruto's usual practice of ninjutsu is done in the sealed space. In the plot, when Kushina helps Naruto to get the nine-tailed wool, Naruto can unleash ninjutsu at will. So there is nothing more hidden than learning ninjutsu in a sealed space. Naruto's spiral pill was also trained here. And Mudan as a whole card Naruto naturally has to practice secretly. This is Naruto's ace ninjutsu against the two kaleidoscopes in the village. Naruto, who came to the space, greeted the nine tails who tirelessly picked the locks. Then he said two words as usual. Shadow Shadow? Hey, are you there? A starter package? Ding, Newbie gift package has been distributed, please pay attention to check. Naruto scratched his head and took out the Mudan secret technique, ready to learn Mudan. It's all magical, and it seems to hear the sound of the system. Naruto. System panel? Ding, panel is open. Naruto, wow. Episode 37. Naruto looked at the system panel that suddenly appeared in front of him, and felt that countless grass and mud horses were galloping past in his heart. But if UTM appeared early, Lao Tzu would not be afraid to survive the most difficult 6 years. Seeing that the only Mudan secret technique in the confrontation village has arrived, and that's when you pop up. At this time, Naruto's daily inquiries had long become habitual, and he did not really want to get the system. Host, Naruto Uzumaki. Position, none. Talent, Vortex Bloodline, Chakra Precise Control. Special abilities, Nine-Tailed Chakra, Azura Chakra, Wave Feng Shui Gate Chakra, Uzumaki Jio Shurnai Chakra, Bagua Seal. Skills, Spiral Pill Series, Multiple Shadow Doppelganger Art, 8 Doors Dun Jia, 3 Body Art, Shuriken Art. Protagonist Halo, Full Level, Current Stage. Combat Effectiveness, 200. Destiny Value, 1 million. Looking at this luxurious panel, Naruto felt that his life had reached its peak. It seems that there is no system that is special meow, and there is no dick use. Naruto said to the system with black lines all over his head, what system are you, and why did it pop up now? Obviously, when I asked it yesterday, I didn't have it. This system is a mandate system, dedicated to helping the host seize the luck of the protagonist of the original world and become the protagonist of the mandate of the world. Naruto was stunned when he heard this. Wait a minute, Destiny protagonist? Isn't I, Naruto, the protagonist of Destiny myself? Ding dong, that's right, because the host crossed over to the main body of the protagonist of Heavenly Destiny, the system went down, and recently completed self-repair and activation. Naruto's face darkened when he heard this. MD. What kind of hanging hair system is actually down? No wonder you can't see the shadow of the system. Together, they directly completed the ultimate task of the system, resulting in the system not knowing what to do. Naruto rolled his eyes at the system and asked, then tell me, what is the use of you now? This system is a destiny system, which was originally based on the chance of the host to seize the original protagonist to obtain destiny points. Destiny points reach a certain point to activate the protagonist's aura. The protagonist's aura will passively trigger the Mandate of Heaven event. Destiny events refer to random lucky events that occur in favor of the protagonist with a small probability. For example, the Storm and Rogers Edward battle in the pirate world belongs to a kind of protagonist's destiny event. The stronger the destiny event, the more destiny points will be consumed. The host can also run the destiny lottery by consuming destiny points. The destiny draw can randomly draw rewards for the protagonists of destiny in different dimensions, including but not limited to skills, items, talents, etc. Naruto glanced at the system panel and picked his nose as he watched his full-level protagonist Halo snap. So you have a hanging now, Lao Tzu himself is the protagonist, do you still need to seize your own chance? After 6 years of repair, the system has re-improved the vulnerability mechanism. Originally, it was necessary to seize the opportunity from the protagonist, but now it is changed to obtain destiny points as long as the bond with the characters who appear in the plot. The deeper the bond, the stronger the luck of the plot characters, the more destiny points the host gets. The current host gets along with the 3 generations of Hokage Ape Hibiki, the Hyuga clan, as well as Uchiha Shursui, Mat Kai, and others have been converted into 1,000,000 destiny points. An A-level lottery is already available. In addition, because the host replaces the protagonist, 10,000 destiny points will be generated every day until the end of Shippuden and the birth of a new protagonist, Pineapple Head. Naruto was confused. How exactly is this bond calculated? How are destiny points generated? The so-called bond is entanglement with the plot characters. A plot trend that changes due to the host's reasons, and the corresponding destiny value is generated according to the plot deviation. The other is to directly plunder the destiny points carried by the plot characters by defeating or killing them. According to the strength of the current plot characters, each defeat of the plot character can get 1/10 of the current luck of the destiny value, and the killing can get 10 times the destiny value, and the cooldown time for the same plot character to defeat to obtain the destiny value is 1 month. Naruto suddenly realized after listening to the introduction of the system, it is obvious that most of his million destiny points were obtained by changing the death of Hinata. Because he is not dead, the follow-up plot involved is particularly huge, including the change of Hinata Ninji in the protagonist group, so the system gives a lot of destiny values. The other method of destiny is simple and easy to understand. It's the experience of fighting monsters. It's just that although a one-time kill gives 10 times, it is not sustainable. And let it go after defeating, wait a month later and beat it again to get destiny again. In this way, Naruto's original plan to nip some dangers in the bud needed to be reconsidered. After all, these sprouts will be their own future experience babies. With the system in hand, I don't have to be too entangled in the power of the Hokage world itself. After all, Naruto found that the terrifying 3 words on the system panel that assessed his strength were not ninja levels. Battle effectiveness. This thing is an evaluation number for the world of Dragon Ball. Even the 6th level is just a scum at the level of combat power in the Dragon Ball world. Episode 38. Naruto, who had obtained the system, looked at the little powerhouses below at this time. This is the protagonist group of Shippuden. Every time you defeat yourself, you can get 1/10 of your luck destiny. In this instant, Naruto was immensely grateful to Sarutobi for appointing himself as a combat teacher. Where this group of people is a student, it is simply a group of experience babies that can be reused. More importantly, as their strength increased, the destiny points they gave gradually increased. So Naruto not only wants them to feel what is the spur of love, but also to let their strength grow rapidly. Endure only after graduation? How does this work? A ninja of the previous generation, Kakashi graduated at the age of 5 and became a ninja at the age of 6. As the so-called brilliant diamond generation, Konoha 12 Shaoqiang can be weaker than Kakashi. 6-year-old middle ninja. Now this group of guys can't reach it, but it's normal to have the strength of a shinobi when you graduate, right? After all, it is the protagonist group. Naruto stared at Sasuke and the others. The 9 little strong men felt a chill rise in their hearts, as if they were being targeted by something terrifying. Several people looked around, but saw Naruto next to Mayo looking at him like a baby. Vaz. Is this guy crazy? What kind of expression is that? How does it feel so oozing? The little strongmen spent a long entrance ceremony in fear. The moment the 3 generations said the end, everyone who was stared at by Naruto ran away as soon as they slipped into a cigarette. Naruto looked at the little strongmen with some pity. The deterrence just now was counted by the system as the defeat destiny value this month. It seems to be compensation given by system downtime. Originally, the destiny value was less than 1 million, and the system rounded up a whole number, which was regarded as the system compensation for the 6-year gap. Otherwise, Naruto wouldn't mind making up for the rest of Shaoqiang's beaten share this month. After school, Naruto couldn't wait to return to his house. System? Yes, Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. It was really not an illusion. Where's the newbie pack I said before? Ask the host to meditate on the system backpack with your mind. Naruto did as the system instructed, and sure enough, a colorful gift box lay in the item box that looked like the game interface. Open the newbie pack. Congratulations to the newbie gift package has been opened. Congratulations on getting a B-level reward Azura Chakra activation card. Congratulations on getting a C-level reward Ninjutsu Scroll cultivation card. Congratulations on getting a C-level reward Chakra multiplier. The continuous sound of the system sounded wonderful to Naruto. Sure enough, Goldfinger may be late, but it will never be absent. This is the most pleasant sound in the world. Naruto looked at the system space, and several cards marked with levels appeared in the system backpack. B-level Azura Chakra activation card. Use the Yongdun Chakra that can activate the power of the 6 paths in the host's body, and after the chakra is activated, the host obtains the Muduin talent and the 6 immortal human body. C-level bonus Ninjutsu Scroll cultivation card. Use it to instantly learn and skillfully use all the ninjutsu recorded on the currently owned Ninjutsu Scroll. C-level reward Chakra multiplier. It is the host's current chakra double. The simple and crude introduction made Naruto's eyes light up. Azura Chakra activation card. This is completely equivalent to the work done by the 6 immortals when Naruto was cast, activating the real Azure chakra, so as to obtain the immortal body and the Tao Jade. However, Naruto knew that the Seeking Path Jade was formed by the Yin power of the 6 Tao Immortals to make up for Naruto, not the power of Azure itself. But even the immortal body is definitely a big plug-in. Muji cures. That's Tsunade's big. With this thing, your survivability will increase geometrically. Even Bami resurrected himself and could harden a wave. What's more, the chakra refining speed of the immortal body is terrifying. It took me 6 years to get 100 cards through the Ninetales lock. Naruto estimated that after obtaining the immortal body, he would be able to refine 100 chakras a year. And the ninjutsu cultivation card can instantly learn all the ninjutsu on the scroll. It is clear that the system is a gift package specially given according to its current situation. He had just obtained the wooden secret scroll, and the system was immediately the icing on the cake. In the past, I envied my peers who traveled next door, and I didn't have to work hard, and I could get various abilities when I put it down. Now I can also experience the feeling of a quick ninjutsu. The chakra multiplier card is naturally simple and crude. My current chakra has about 100 calories, and after using it, he can double it in an instant. But Naruto knew that now wasn't a good time to use this thing. I am not in a hurry to improve my strength. Wait until he completely uses the cultivation speed of the immortal body, and have more time to let the Ninetales feed back a little more. Wait until chakra reaches the bottleneck before using the chakra multiplier. At that time, maybe even if you don't have to become a 10-tailed human pillar force, you will still become a 6-level powerhouse. Naruto's eyes were full of fanaticism at this time. This is the life of a traverser. There is hope for life. System. Use the Azure Chakra Activation card and Ninjutsu Scroll Cultivation card now. Episode 39. With Naruto's order, the 2 cards in the system's backpack turn into psychedelic starlight. A warm current swept through the whole body by the way. The huge chakra surged and instantly doubled Naruto's original chakra. The immortal body brings not only the Muji cure, but also the huge chakra that supports the Muji cure. This made Naruto overjoyed. And then a lot of memories flooded into my mind. All the mysteries on the Thousand-Hand Secret Scroll flooded into Naruto's mind. What's more, in addition to Mudan, there is actually this immortal art cultivation method. This is an immortal art that belongs to the Thousand-Hand Pillar alone, not in any of the 3 holy places, and is exclusive to the reincarnation cultivation of Azura. Since no one could learn Mudan and this exclusive fairy art, Sarutobi simply threw it to Naruto with the idea of waste utilization. That's cheap, Naruto. I saw him excitedly enter the sealed space of the 9 tails and shouted, 9 llamas, I'll show you a baby. In the future, you will be covered by Uncle Me. The 9 tails, who was picking the lock, looked confused. Are you crazy? Naruto smiled, only to see him clap his hands and burst into laughter. Mudan Tree Realm Birth. In the sealed space, vines suddenly surged and countless knotted roots rose up. Grass. You learned it so quickly? The 9 tails looked at Naruto with wide eyes. He remembered the days when he was killed by some bastard touching his head. Naruto looked at his tree realm descent and nodded in satisfaction. Although it is far less than the scale used by Uchiha in the Senjukuma and the Ninja World 4 battles, but compared to the Great Snake Pill's first rebirth of the Thousand-Handed Pillar, I don't know how many times stronger. After all, even if he activated Azura Chakra and became the same physique as the Thousand-Hand Pillar, his age was here. Even the 6-year-old Senjukuma and even Azura were worlds apart from Naruto. After all, Naruto had an innate advantage that they didn't have, and that was the 9 tails. 6 years of non-stop conversion through the Bagua seal to Naruto's own chakra. This makes his chakra amount at this time far exceed the reincarnation of previous Azuras, and even the Azura itself. Naruto clapped his hands again. Mudan with dragon art. Mudan Murin technique. A huge wooden figure and a huge wooden dragon rose in the sealed space, looking particularly terrifying. Naruto stood on top of the wooden head and asked proudly to the 9 tails, "Ha ha ha, 9 llamas, do you say I can beat you now?" The 9 tails glanced at Naruto with disdain and said, "Are you thinking about fart eating? The chakra between the Thousand-Hand Pillars is dozens of times more than yours. Just now you also want to fight with Uncle Me?" At this time, Naruto was just 200 calories of blue, and during the 4 battles in the ninja world, Naruto's multiple shadow avatar technique divided thousands of shadow doppelgangers to support the battlefield. Each one is able to use spiral pills as flat A. This is enough to show that Naruto's chakra at that time was at least tens of thousands of calories. And when the Thousand-Hand Pillar was channeled out, he also sighed, and Naruto's chakra volume at this time was no longer inferior to him. It shows that the amount of chakra between the Thousand-Hand Pillars is also similar. The Thousand-Hand Pillars of tens of thousands of cards can easily suppress the 9 tails. However, it is absolutely impossible to beat the 9 tails between the 200-card Thousand-Hand Pillars. Naruto knew this too, but that didn't stop him from pretending to be with the Nine Tails. Although he can't beat the Nine Tails, with his current strength, he can definitely be tough with the 2 pairs of kaleidoscopes in Konoha village. That is to say, from today onwards, we will talk about one-on-one. There is no one in the whole of Konoha who is his opponent. This means that the current Konoha village has been reduced to its own leveling map. All the names in the plot have become their own experience babies. Naruto immediately rubbed his hands. System, what is the destiny value lottery? Every 10,000 heavenly destiny points can be drawn once in the D-level lottery. Every 100,000 days of destiny can be drawn once in C-level. Every million destiny points can be played once B and lottery. By analogy, for each higher level of the prize pool, the amount of destiny consumed will increase tenfold. Naruto asked with a frown when he heard the explanation. Is the level of the prize pool the same as the mark on the front of the reward in the starter pack? Yes, rewards of the same level will only appear in the prize pool of the same level. Naruto nodded when he heard this. With his current 1 million heavenly destiny points, he can conduct a B-level lottery. That is, it is a level item with the Azure Chakra activation card. The accumulation in the past 6 years is only enough for 1 B-level lottery. This made Naruto a little uncomfortable. However, something is better than nothing. Naruto opened his mouth and commanded the system. System, conduct a B-level destiny lottery. In the lottery, do not close the system interface. With Naruto's order, a disc-shaped trophy plate appeared in Naruto's consciousness. Above the prize plate, hundreds of millions of avatars looked densely looking at Naruto's scalp numb. A quick spin of a pointer does not know where to stop. Stop. Naruto yelled. Congratulations to the host for successfully winning the B reward. Episode 40. Congratulations to the host for successfully winning the B-level reward. Reincarnation Eye. Naruto was stunned when he heard the sound of the system. Then he frowned. System, no, didn't you say that you only smoke the relevant talent items of the protagonist? I remember that the Reincarnation Eye should be the pupil technique made by the Otsuki people fusing the Sharingan of the entire Moon Feather Village lineage, right? Naruto is not the only protagonist in the world of Hokage. The plot known to the host is equivalent to the sacred timeline of the Hokage world. Every time there is a deviation from the plot, a parallel world will be born. Children of destiny in different parallel worlds are different, just like the world where the host is located is a branch parallel world separated from the sacred timeline. And the Reincarnation Eye in front of him is from the parallel world where Sharon successfully destroyed the ninja world with the moon. The Sajin of that world successfully captured Hinata, knocked out the ninja world with the moon, and then fused the perfect Reincarnation Eye to travel in the universe. Naruto was shocked when he heard this. He has seen the American drama Loki and the Marvel theatrical animation What If. In addition to the well-known Avengers series is the Sacred Timeline. Every other unexpected behavior gives birth to a parallel universe. Among those parallel universes, some Doctor Strange became Dr. Black and destroyed the universe in order to resurrect his girlfriend, and some World Ultron directly and easily killed Thanos, collected 5 Infinity Stones and fought with the Monitor. Heaven and Earth are not benevolent to all things as dogs. The protagonists of Heaven and Earth are not static. The reward drawn by the system is drawn from all the protagonists of the main world and parallel worlds. Naruto then looked at the eyes in the system's backpack. It was a pair of azure blue eyes, not much different from Naruto's original eyes. No one knows that these eyes are the final form of the white eye that has evolved to the extreme. Naruto clicked on the eyes, and a system introduction popped up. 1. Turn on the Reincarnation Eye chakra mode. It can emit a large amount of seeking jade, and it can use the yin and yang escape technique that creates all things. 2. Control gravity and repulsion. It is possible to control the trajectory of the planet. 3. Have the ability to control space. It can create a space channel between 2 stars, similar to Sasuke's Reincarnation Eye's time-space ninjutsu. 4. Absorb chakra. By controlling the Reincarnation Eye chakra, you can absorb the enemy's chakra from a distance. 5. Give the puppet vitality. 6. Summon the stone statue of Koba village in Otsuki. The stone statue can be repaired automatically under the control of the Reincarnation Eye, and its strength is strong enough to compete with the tailed beast. Ecstasy flashed in Naruto's eyes. With this thing, his own attack power even jumped to the pseudo 6-way level. As long as he waits for his chakra to catch up with the 10 tails, he can instantly enter the 6th Dao level. Chakra. Chakra. Naruto had never been so eager for the amount of chakra. Just like in the plot, Sharon opens the Reincarnation Eye with his impure bloodline, and can only fight with Naruto who has lost the super shadow level of the 6 experience cards. Naruto at this time was far less chakra than Shido at that time. Therefore, the strength of the Reincarnation Eye that he can exert is limited. If the Golden Will Reincarnation Explosion of Sharon can cut the moon, then Naruto's current strength is at most cutting through a ground-burst star released by pain. But even so, Naruto's strength has been able to soar to the peak of the shadow level. The limit that a true civilian ninja can reach is like the 3 generations of Thunder Shadow that is tied with Yaoi. Want to go further? This can only be done through the bloodline of the Atsuki clan or the Divine Tree Chakra fruit. And Naruto happened to be the reincarnation of Atsuki Azura. As long as he grows up over time, he can easily enter the 6th Dao level even if he doesn't need the 6 Dao immortals to send him. Because the Eye of Rebirth, like the Eye of Reincarnation, originally represents the manifestation of another kind of yin power. That is to say, as long as these eyes are used, your own chakra attributes can be directly changed from the 6 attributes of yang, wind, fire, thunder, earth and water to the full attributes of yin, yang, wind, fire, thunder, earth, and water. Naruto couldn't wait to use the reincarnation eye with his mind. For a while, a cool color instantly covered his eyes. The application of the reincarnation eye is also integrated into his mind. Naruto opened his eyes. The fluorescent light in his eyes is incomparably sacred. The Nine Tails looked at Naruto in amazement. What kind of power is this? When Hamura left the ninja world for the moon, the 9-tailed beasts had not yet been divided from the 10 tails by Haji, and even he had never seen this power. He only felt a palpitation, as if these eyes were also able to suppress himself. Naruto smiled slightly. The green chakra instantly covered the whole body, and one by one the seeking jade was created and surrounded the body. The 9 tails' eyes widened suddenly. I grasp the power of the old man. Naruto, you eat all I gave it, the strength is actually strong like this. Naruto, who was pretending, snapped. He first regretted that he had taken the 9 tails crooked in order to find someone to talk to. Naruto roared madly. System. This is the power of the system. Understand, then Naruto said triumphantly. I'm the eyes of the brother of the 6 Dao Immortals. I said that I will cover you well in the future, even if the 6 Dao Immortals come in person, we won't intimidate him. The 9 tails looked at Naruto with a look of disgust. What are you bragging about? Didn't you see your chakra passing wildly? You won't need this kind of power for long now, right? Naruto was stunned, and felt the chakra in his body and suddenly cursed. I grasp. So in a moment it costs 50 calories? What about Pit Daddy? This is